Southwest Missouri Democrats, welcome to our November Town Hall. We're coming to you again via digital means because our area COVID numbers are still too high for us to gather together in groups. We hope that you all have been enjoying our digital formats, and we know that those digital formats are keeping our area Democrats safer than if we gathered together in a room. We're going to have a wonderful panel discussion today that will be a debrief on the election. As you can see, I'm not going to stop wearing my blue wave mask. And I hope that you are not going to stop grabbing that oar that it takes to make a blue wave for Red Southwest Missouri. We have some really exciting things that happened in our numbers in this area of raw vote count totals. Those races will not have their election results certified until later than this statement is being recorded, but we have already started dialing down on some of the numbers. And we know that every single one of our House race candidates that ran in districts where we had a candidate also in 2018 picked up a large amount of blue vote share in this race in 2020. Unfortunately, the Republicans also had a very increased voter turnout in our area. So we know that we still have an incredible amount of work to do. And the work of electing Democrats in Missouri and electing Democrats in Southwest Missouri is very much dependent upon you. We need each and every one of our Democrats in this area to dig deep and keep your hand on that oar, because a blue wave is not going to make it itself. It takes all of us together to make that change happen. Join me in welcoming our panel of state committee members that are going to speak to you this evening. Genevieve Williams of the 32nd Senatorial District, John Hicks of the 32nd Senatorial District, and Nanda Nunnally of the 29th Senatorial District. Nanda is also a newly elected Democratic National Committee member, and so will be able to speak to you about issues on both a state and a federal level. Southwest Missouri Democrats, thank you for joining us this evening, and we hope that you're going to continue to work with us as we gear up in this 2-year period to have another election when we get to the midterms in 2022. Executive directors' reports are always hardest after an election because we have winners and we have losers. We know that in Missouri we picked up a House race, but we did not pick up several other seats that we worked incredibly hard for. And so we continue to have Republican legislators that we're going to have to speak out to. This week, we're asking you to please speak out to Senator Josh Hawley, Senator Roy Blunt, and Representative Billy Long, and let them know that accepting our American election results are incredibly important. The people decide who the American president is, and as the votes have been tallied and counted, it's very, very abundantly clear that the people have chosen Joe Biden to be president and Kamala Harris to be vice president. And it is incredibly important for our little d democracy that our senators and our representatives accept the election results that the American people have given them. It's incredibly important that we have a peaceful exchange of power in the United States. And it is incumbent upon our United States senators and our United States representatives to make sure that they support little d democracy and your vote. So we're asking you to speak out and call Senator Hawley, Senator Blunt, and Representative Long this week and ask them to please make sure that they're not only accepting the American election results, but they're speaking in that manner on camera. It's incredibly important that they speak from a place of little d democracy on this issue. Well, the presidential race looks like it has been decided, and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be serving us in the White House. The United States Senate, the balance of power has not been decided. We have 2 runoff elections in Georgia for the Georgia Senate races that are going to determine who has control of the United States Senate. Missourians, it's time for us to help out in Georgia. We have links that you can utilize to donate to Stacey Abrams' organization to help with both of those two Senate races, and you will see those links coming to you in your email. You will see those links posted on our page. We also have a link where you can sign up to phone bank into Georgia. It's going to be incredibly important for Missourians to help phone bank into Georgia and make sure that we are able to pick up those seats and have the balance of power in the United States Senate. If you made calls for Nicole Galloway, if you made calls for Yinka Folity, if you made calls for your local House race candidates, Angela Thomas, Josh Shackles, Aaron Haley, Brenda McKinney, help us make these calls into Georgia so that we can have the balance of power in the United States Senate, because it is going to be so incredibly important as we move forward to try to move legislation forward in order to have our Democrats in charge of the agenda that's set in the United States Senate. Please make phone calls into Georgia. If you didn't make phone calls in Missouri in this election and you're regretting it after the election results have come in, here's your chance to make calls now. Grab an oar, help us make a bluer wave for the United States in this 2020 election. The 2020 election's not over. The two Georgia Senate races still have to be decided. And Democrats, we can help. See our page for the links in order to be able to help make those phone calls. Doing the work that we do in our 6-county area is a year-round exercise in how we make a bluer wave. From election cycle to election cycle, we are an area of Missouri where you have a year-round office. You have year-round paid staff and myself as executive director. And we have a network of volunteers that help out with this effort. A very active board, extremely active state committee members, extremely active county chairs that help and do volunteer work. We have county committee members that do important work. We also have a full range of committees that do work for Southwest Missouri Democrats in our 6-county area, and we are proud and so excited to be announcing a couple of new chairs for our committees this evening. There is a new chair for our Public Relations Committee, Dawn Clark, and we have a new chair for our Member Mining Committee, Josh Shackles. And so I would like to congratulate and thank Dawn and Josh for the hard work that I know they're going to do going forward to try to continue making a bluer wave in Southwest Missouri. Remember, a blue wave won't make itself. It takes all of us grabbing that oar to make it happen. So if you would like to be on one of our Southwest Missouri Democrats committees, you can always call me. You can reach out to the chairs of our committees. Feel free to call me anytime on my direct line, 417-437-8443. Thank you for joining us tonight, Southwest Missouri Democrats. We are so excited that you want to continue to do the work past the election cycle. Every election cycle is such an incredible amount of work, and what we really, really understand here in the state of Missouri is that on election night, the work's not over. We have to continue to build and continue to move forward in the state of Missouri. So we're very glad you're here with us tonight to debrief, and we are so excited that you want to continue to work for Democrats here in the Show Me State.